Welcome everybody back to another video. It's been a little while since we had kind of like a sit down and talk video, and I was very hesitant to make this video because the community is so 50-50 on it. And I know I'm not a Fortnite YouTuber, but I still feel like I have a say in it as like an OG myself, you know what I mean? But last night, Fortnite with the recent update, they added the duos mode back in, and then they added bots into matchmaking. And before you flame me, or before you get mad at me, there's, you know, the community is so 50-50 on this issue, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but we'll talk about certain things where I might be like, yeah, you're kind of dumb. But just wait for me to explain. In the background, you'll see my first few games with these new bots, or whatever we were playing with. I was playing with Josh and my niece Delana. She's 6 years old, by the way. Fresh account, so we had a shit ton of bots in our games. That shouldn't be a thing, you know. She should get shit on just like everyone else, you know, like it sounds very harsh, but people need to learn, you know what I mean? Anyways, getting sidetracked. The reason why the community is so 50-50 on this issue is because part of the community feels like the games were too sweaty and they want it to be easier. And the other side understands that without there being a challenge in a battle royale game, it makes the game pointless. If you are sitting here and you're going into a game playing against people like this that literally are not shooting you whatsoever, and you kill them, you know, with ease and then go on to win the game, does that win actually mean something to you? Some people might say yes, but that's kind of hard to believe. Now, the way it works is that because they have SBMM in the game and these bots, and essentially like your low SBMM, like if you're just getting absolutely ran through and shit on, you're gonna have up to like 90 bots in a match or something like that. I don't know the exact number. But if you're doing really good and your skill-based matchmaking goes up, then you're only gonna have like around like 10 to 15 bots in a match. But the thing is, there's other context you have to take into account. First of all, I disagree with skill-based matchmaking in general. I'm a COD player. I deal with that constantly. It is not fun to have to constantly sweat your ass off in the game. I understand that. But you also got to think, if you either just came back to the game for a while, or like after a while of not playing, you're gonna have bots in your game. If you had to make a new account, you're gonna have bots in your game. If you're playing with someone that sucks, you're gonna have bots in your game. And if you're playing with someone that has a new account, you're gonna have bots in your game. The only way you're not gonna have bots is if you play by yourself, and then those matches are gonna be insanely sweaty for no reason, because normal casual players that are mediocre like me, because it's been so long since I've played, aren't really like, I'm not that good at Fortnite, but I'm not that bad to where I need to be playing against these fucking AIs. But it's just, winning a game now is not rewarding in any sense whatsoever. Sure, you get down to the end of the game or whatever, and that's usually when you'll run across or run into a real person or whatever. But the thing is, the entire game was so fucking boring leading up to it. Majority of the cases, you run through all those bots at the beginning of the game, and then before the second, like circles even went in, there's only 40 people left in the match. And when you're playing and you get so used to playing against these bots, and you're used to, you know, really barely paying attention, not building, or not, you know, taking them seriously because they don't shoot you like at all, then when you finally run into a real person, you get ran through because you're not ready for it, because you're so used to the fucking bots that are in the game. You gotta find the middle ground, because not everyone wants to sweat constantly, and then not everyone wants to just go against bots that don't shoot back. Another thing I saw people say is that, you know, in the original OG experience back in the day, people played like bots. Is that true? Yes. I'm sorry, and I play this clip all the time for people because this is the exact representation of what's in this fucking game now. Back in the original season 1, the only reason why people played like bots was because there was a new building mechanic in a battle royale that has never been done before, and people were trying to learn that. Nobody was building, but nobody was missing every single shot like in this clip that I've shown before. Nobody is playing like that. People are actually shooting you. Granted, you both suck and are missing a lot, but like, it's not anywhere like this, because there's even been cases where I've seen clips where, you know, you're standing next to a bot that's like mining a wall or whatever, and they're just completely ignoring you. That is not how it was back then. The reason why people sucked and played like bots back in the day is because they were trying to get used to the new building mechanic. They still had brains, they still had a conscience, they just didn't know how to build. And I can tell you right now, if they keep the bots in and don't do anything about it, in a few weeks, OG is gonna die out. Now the thing is, I understand where people are coming from with not wanting to sweat. You know what I mean? This is where I give the benefit of the doubt, all right? I've played COD all my life, and there's a huge issue with skill-based matchmaking almost every game that I go into, I have to try like it's a ranked game, even though there's a ranked mode, you know what I mean? That's because of skill-based matchmaking. The solution is to not put AI players in your game because that makes playing the game fake and unfun and unrewarding. There's like 3 different solutions here that you could go for. You could go for the main one that I advocate for, which is no bots, get rid of skill-based matchmaking, and pretty much you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You know, if you get rid of skill-based matchmaking, like, you're always going to have someone in there that's better than you and that's tryharding and that's gonna shit on you. That's part of the game. It's a challenging game, a PvP game. You're going to play against people. You cannot expect to dominate every lobby that you want, you know what I mean? But without skill-based matchmaking, you're going to get a fine mix of people that are new to the game, people that just aren't good and can't keep up, and people that will try hard. It's just how it is. Or they could do another thing, and that's to not do bots in the normal like OG mode, but have a separate playlist, kind of like how COD did boot camp back in the day, where, you know, from a certain level point, you can go in and play against a mixture of AI opponents and real people, and you could learn the game that way. It is so easy to make a toggleable option. I don't know why they didn't just do that in general, but instead we want to force everyone to play against these AI people and have these wins be not satisfying. Now, I will clarify that my video that I posted yesterday was before they added bots. I had someone say that the people we killed at the end were bots. Brother, no. It's 0 build mode. They were forced down from the mountain because of the zone. They had nothing they could do. The guy was literally crouching behind a mountain. If you look at these clips of all these bots on Twitter and look at the ending of my game, it's clear there's not bots. And if you think they're bots, then you might be a little slow, because, I mean, come on. It's so easy to tell. You can tell by how they jerk around and move and how much they actually hit you. Like, I was actually being hit. I was being sniped at. Bots, actually in Fortnite, when bots have a sniper, they don't aim in. They just no-scope, which is why you never get sniped by a bot. It never happens. I got sniped at the end of that game. You know what I mean? Getting off topic. And a lot of people were saying that they could just add in ranked to OG Fortnite and then it wouldn't be a problem. Or telling everyone that is complaining about bots just to wait for ranked. But here's the thing. You have people in the middle, like me. I don't want to sweat every game, but the thing is, I wasn't bitching when I was getting ran through in the games. That's part of the game. I'm expecting to die. It's a PvP game. And honestly, my lobbies really weren't even that sweaty to begin with. I don't know what other people were dealing with. You know, everyone's gonna have their own thing. But the thing is, if that's what they do and they release ranked and they keep bots in the regular mode, of course I'm gonna want to play ranked. But then I'm gonna get to a certain rank where every game is like we're competing for FNCS. Like, I don't want to do that. If you just get rid of SBMM, then every game is random and every game will be fun and wins will be rewarding. What everyone wants nowadays is just to win with ease. If people aren't winning, they're not having fun, which is not how it used to be. Because I'm gonna be honest, like I said, I was getting ranked through yesterday. You saw it in the previous video, and then I started kind of getting my bearings again, used to Fortnite again. I started doing a little bit better, getting like 5-6 kills and then dying like mid-game. It happens. Was I bitching? No. Was I still having fun? Yes. Because it's part of the game. God forbid we die in a PvP game, you know? And someone also on Twitter was making a point saying, let those who want to enjoy and do quests have their chance. In Chapter 1, when quests were starting to first become a mainstream thing, we had to go and get those battle stars and everything, there weren't bots in the game. Were we still able to do our quest? Yes! It's not hard. You're going to die doing it. that's what makes quests challenging. If you want easy quests that don't require any skill to do, go play World of Warcraft and go mine some fucking trees. Like, you know, I don't understand people. It's just the clear solution would be to just get rid of skill-based matchmaking, which they probably won't do. So at this point, just do a separate option to toggle bots in the game or not. That is an option with a lot of Battle Royale games, actually, so it's doable. But the clear solution is to just get rid of skill-based matchmaking and not have bots, because letting people play against fake players and you know, it's not the answer, because it's just making the game pointless and invalid now. It's not worth playing. And I've seen some people say that, like, oh, they like getting free wins or whatever. I don't see how. And the thing is, you say that, but then in a week time or whatever, you'll stop playing the game. You want to know why? Because you're doing the same thing every fucking game. You're just slaughtering the entire lobby. You know, and they're not hitting you. It's just like why I hate COD Mobile as well. COD Mobile has bots in it. That is not fun. But I do think it's funny that like half of the community is completely torn on this. I genuinely don't know how it's, you know, so 50-50. I don't know why people want bots in their game. It doesn't make sense to me. Like I said, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but if people need to, you know, play against people, or against, well, not even people, play against bots that aren't shooting back at all in order to have any sort of fun in the game, then that's very, very sad. It's not like a diss at them, you know, I understand not being good at a video game, but the thing is, like, that's just sad on Fortnite's end, the fact that this is the solution that they come up with. Because here's the thing, in Call of Duty, you don't see people grinding private matches because the game is too hard and they're going against sweats constantly. You don't see people doing that. You want to know why? Because it's fucking pointless. You don't get anything from it. It's not satisfying winning a game against recruit bots, is it? But that's just my opinion on it. I just felt like I had to talk about it. If you want to, you know, leave your opinion in the comments below, that's fine. Again, you know, I'm not arguing against the fact that, you know, the games were too sweaty. Like, I understand that being some people's concern, but there are so many better solutions than adding in fake players to an online PvP game. Mind you, it's PvP, player versus player. This isn't PvEVP. That's a completely different genre. This is PvP. It's supposed to be against real players. But we'll see if Fortnite does something about this, or if they make any changes. If they don't, then I don't know. Me and Joshua, when playing by ourselves, we did start to get some real players in it, but again, like, you get so used to playing against bots that once the real players actually start coming out, you get so, like, you know, caught off guard because you're used to people that are just running out in the open and not shooting back. But then out of nowhere, someone comes in and just beams you because people can actually aim, you know what I mean, unlike the bots. So it's just like, it's not a good system in place at all, whether, you know, you end up getting more real players and, like, as you play or not. It's just not the right system. So yeah, I mean, you know, leave in the comments below what your opinion is. You know, I would like to hear it, you know, if you agree with me or not. And I mean, like, so far, even with the bots, I mean, I'm still having a decent amount of fun with the game, but I just know that if this is how the game's gonna be for the next, you know, year with OG Fortnite, it's not gonna be fun, and I'm gonna have to start playing ranked when that comes out to even get, you know, any sort of real people. But if you did enjoy yesterday's video on Fortnite and you want to see more Fortnite, then I will happily do it. Just let me know by leaving a like on this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.